Could there really be a secret route to another continent? Are UFOs lurking where you least expect them? Well, we're going to drive headfirst into 11 of the game's most mysterious myths, stretching from the vanilla map to the legendary ProMods map. Are they fact or pure fiction? Stick around, my friends, because we're about to uncover what the maps are truly hiding. To start off, this is a legend. This myth has been whispered about for years, a secret tunnel connecting Iceland's east and west. The story goes that hidden in ProMods, there's an underground motorway that lets you skip the snowy mountains entirely. So, fact or fiction? Yes, it's real. Starting at a suspicious entrance, tucked away behind some roadworks, you roll down a gravel track until suddenly a concrete wall with holes and a mysterious sign appears. Into the tunnel you go, and things get strange quickly. Signs point to places that don't exist, and AI drivers seem determined to crash into you for no apparent reason, like they've been hitting the moonshine way too much. After a long drive through the tunnel, the exit isn't dramatic. You simply rejoin the main road, free to head left or right back across Iceland in whichever way you see fit. From one continent hopping rumour to another. Can you drive or even catch a ferry from Europe to the USA or even Canada? This myth has been around for years. Whispers of a secret bridge or tunnel, maybe off the coast of Portugal or Iceland, that somehow links the ETS2 world to America Truck Simulator. Since we've already tackled the underground tunnel in Iceland, I set out to test the other claims. First up, the supposed road to Norway. Sounds epic, but the truth is far from less exciting. It's nothing more than a sign, and beyond it lies the void. A dead end into nothingness, my friends. Next, the road to Canada. Once again, this rumour falls apart. Another sign, another empty stretch that drops you straight into the void once again. No hidden motorway, no secret crossing for sure. So what about the USA? Well, this one's interesting. I can see where the myth comes from. Normally, if you want to cross the ocean to South America, you can, but only if you install a mod, for example, like the EAA map, which adds a ferry crossing from Brest in France. But that's South America, not North America, where America Truck Simulator has a home. But by sheer luck, I stumbled across a small coastal road that leads to a sign marked USA Crossing by Sea. For a moment, it feels like the legend might be true, but then nothing. Road ends, the ocean sea crossings doesn't exist, and the dream just fades away. If you're getting something out of this video, can you do us a favour and give us a digital handshake or a thumbs up and hit that like button? And if you've got a myth you want me to check out, or one that's not covered in the rest of the video, please drop it in the comments below. But for now, let's get back to the discovery. Now, this one sounds completely unreal. Driving to the centre of the Earth? Surely that's impossible. Well, sort of. While you can fall through the map in certain places, there is actually a hidden destination called the centre of the Earth. And yes, it's real. Don't expect molten rock or rivers of lava. What you'll find instead is something far stranger. A surreal landscape with surroundings that feel anything but normal. And did I mention dinosaurs? Yes, dinosaurs, my friends. Out of nowhere, prehistoric giants appear in this bizarre underground world, making the whole experience feel like you stepped into another game entirely. So how'd you get there? Well, it's not obvious. You need to follow the exact on-screen instructions I'm showing, a series of steps that lead you down into the depths. Once you arrive, the environment shifts, the rules of the map break completely. and you're standing in the so-called center of the earth. It's kind of equally parts eerie and fascinating, and it's definitely a hidden place that proves some myths aren't just fiction, and the game developers have a sense of humor for sure. We now turn to something a little bit more strange, alien maybe. There's a persistent rumour that proof of alien visitors is hidden deep in the game. Call it ETS2's version of the X-Files. A crashed UFO, strange crop circles somewhere in the Romanian countryside. For this one, we headed into the Road to the Black Sea DLC and began exploring the area north of Rasista. Tucked away in a quiet field just off a remote road, you find a flying saucer lying crashed amongst the grass, and nearby you will find the crop circles carved into the earth. But they're not random ones. Oh no, they form the unmistakable SCS software logo. It's definitely a clever play from the developers. A playful nod maybe, the alien themed secrets they've also hidden in the other game, American Truck Simulator. So next time you're driving through Romania, don't just watch the road, keep your eyes on the sky for flying spaceships and never look behind you, as you never know what you might find. After our alien encounter, let's shift gears to a more practical rumour. Some players believe the game is so forgiving that you can't actually run out of fuel, even when your tank hits empty. I did the unthinkable. I ignored every fuel station and just kept driving. The low fuel warning blared, the dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree, and then silence. Everything died. I was stranded, dead on the side of the road. Luckily enough though, ETS2 does have a lifeline for you. If you hit F7 and you'll get a small emergency fuel top up, just enough to limp to the nearest station. But make no mistake my friends, fuel is a very real mechanic in this game, and you can obviously run out. If it happens, your choices are limited. You can call for that tiny emergency refill, reload an old save, or install a fuel mod to give yourself a bigger tank. Either way, the lesson is crystal clear. Keep an eye on that gauge, because once it hits zero, your journey grinds to a halt. Time to do a little bit of off-roading. Well, digital off-roading anyway. One of the most popular myths amongst adventurous players is that you can actually break through the game's boundaries and drive straight off the map into an empty, untextured void. These days, my friends, the developers have patched most of those holes. The map is far more secure. Any casual glitch hunting won't get you far at all. But with certain mods, or if you push right to the absolute fringes of the world, it is still possible to break through. And why would you want to break through? I have no idea. People do it because the void is out there and it is harder to find. Be warned, once you fall through the void into that world, there is definitely no road back home. Game over. I had a little laugh to myself, because the next myth is all about ETS2 having ghost towns scattered across the map. Now, I'm not talking about quiet villages, but places that feel truly deserted, unfinished, and possibly a bit eerie. The kind of locations where you kind of drive in expecting life, but find nothing but silence. Now, the developers didn't set out to create spooky ghost towns in the traditional sense. You won't find boarded up houses or skeletons in the streets or ghosts walking down the road, but there are definitely areas that fit the bill. You can drive down certain unmarked roads, especially in the older DLCs, and you'll stumble into places that genuinely feel forgotten. Half-finished layouts, empty junctions, intersections, depending where you're from, or industrial areas with no traffic at all. They well and truly might be leftovers from early map development, or simply there to give that sense of remoteness. While they aren't marked with the skull and crossbones on your GPS, you can absolutely find areas that feel like ghost towns, and when you do, it does add a cool, lonely vibe to your journey. Well, there is a myth out there for all thrill seekers. The rumour says there are hidden stunt areas, be it racetracks or off-roading tracks across the ETS2 world, just waiting for truckers bold enough to find them. This one did take some serious exploring, and no, I didn't stumble across a full-scale Silverstone F1 racetrack tucked behind a rest stop in the middle of nowhere, but there are definitely places that feel like they were built for fun. I found a stunt area complete with a jump that sends your truck flying on the ProMods map. And I also come across an off-road area for those Scania lovers out there, which is the test track for Scania, which once again is down a hidden road, and it kind of makes it feel like a rally stage more than a trucking route. Now, if you want to go flat out, you can always download a racetrack mod and put the pedal down properly. But even without mods, the game world is full of spots where imagination turns everybody's roads into different stunt arenas. It feels like the developers left these areas as a wink to players who love pushing their trucks to the absolute limit, or those players who just want to do something a bit different. Now, for a myth dedicated to the massive ProMod community, or I should say the myth goes that the ProMods team has hidden secret locations all over the map, including a special meeting place designed for developers and players themselves. It sounds almost too good to be true, but is it? This one is absolutely true. ProMods map does have hidden meeting spots tucked away in places you never expect. Some are quite subtle and others are hidden in mountains, perfect for a convoy meetup, while others feel like private nods to players who explore every corner of the map. Finding these locations is like earning a badge of honor, I guess, especially for ProMod explorers. They're not just Easter eggs, they're proof of how much the mod team values their community. Every hidden spot feels like a quiet thank you from the developers, a little reminder that this map was built not just for realism, but for people who love driving it. Staying with the ProMods for our next myth, much like the meeting places in the last myth, legend has it there's a unique unmarked motel somewhere on the map, a quiet little secret place for dedicated players to find. And it even comes with its own music. Maybe this myth is born out of frustration from other players who can't find the Easter eggs. If you're thinking Easter eggs as in chocolate or porcelain, then they are not real. In Euro Truck Simulator 2, Easter eggs are hidden references, not actual Easter eggs. These are jokes or homages placed by the game developers. Unlike landmarks, which you see every day in your everyday life, which is designed and it does represent real-world locations, Easter eggs are playful surprises that reward you when you pay close attention, to the details in the game. You can find them often appearing on billboards, road signs, company names, or even street names. They're woven into the environment so naturally that they can be overlooked during normal gameplay. You need to pay attention to your surroundings. In short, they add personality and charm to ETS2. Thank you for watching so far, it's very much appreciated, and if you want to watch some more Euro Truck Simulator 2, then please just watch the playlist above. In the meantime, thank you for supporting the channel. Bye bye.